Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk NXT. I mean, it is the whole NXT versus TNA thing going on right now. The TNA takeover, invasion, whatever you want to call it. Next Tuesday, we have, I think they're calling it invasion, NXT versus TNA. And that's basically what this whole episode of NXT was based around. There was no actual feuds. Like, there was one, NXT feud, and that was Javon Evans teaming up with a TNA wrestler. I think he's called Leon Slater, I think. Something like that. Leon Slater. I don't know. I don't watch TNA, but obviously I know half the TNA wrestlers because they used to be WWE wrestlers, and now they also get featured on WWE television. But they were chopping up being cool because they're like looking in a mirror. From seeing the match, I mean, Leon Slater looks like he is TNA's version of Javon Evans, and Javon Evans is NXT's version of Leon Slater. And the culling gave him a bit of a mouthpiece, and they had a match with them. The main event match, but not the main event. It was a banger of a match. I mean, these guys have chemistry, Leon Slater and Javon Evans. It was a hell of a fucking match, and what a win they got. And it's from my understanding, obviously Leon Slater is the TNA X Division champion. He beat Moose at, I want to say, Slammiversary. If not Bound for Glory. No, Bound for Glory is what's happening. It was Slammiversary. See, I know these things. And he's going to face Javon Evans for that title at Bound for Glory. That's what I learned today. But also still on the topic of the calling, Lara Valkyria showing up again, trying to be friends with Tatum Paxley. She was talking to Tatum Paxley about how she's struggling with her own friendships, obviously on about Bayley. And she made a custom doll for Tatum Paxley, and Tatum Paxley's obviously loving the attention she's getting from Lara Valkyria, because the whole reason she's went manic is that all her previous friends have left her, and now there's a previous friend coming back. Izzy Dame's getting annoyed about it because she's losing control of Tatum Paxley, and that's the whole reason Izzy Dame befriended Tatum Paxley, is because she saw a power position, and Lara Valkyria is causing a threat for that. And I'm wondering where the storyline's going to go, and maybe they're bored with Lara Valkyria on the main roster and they want to bring her down to NXT for some storyline. I'm not bothered by it, but she has got something going on Monday Night Raw, so it's probably just a temporary thing. God knows what's going on, but I'm here for it, so let's do it. Apart from that, Ethan Page, I mean, while it was TNA themed, did still have his own thing going on. He was trying to call out Dr. Wagner Jr., obviously from AAA, to face him for the North American title. And that's when a car pulled up to who he thought was Dr. Wagner Jr. And it was actually the return of Mustafa Ali. Obviously, when he was in WWE, we called him Mustafa Ali, but it's Mustafa. He's corrected everyone. And he's been in TNA, running shop, doing his own thing, became bigger than he ever was in TNA. And he said when he left WWE, he was the number one contender for the North American title, and he's never got that shot. And now, that's going to happen next Tuesday. Mustafa Ali versus Ethan Page. Now, obviously, Ethan Page is going to win that because they've still got to have Ethan Page, Dr. Wagner Jr. But I feel like Mustafa Ali should win. First of all, an incredible wrestler, more talented as a wrestler than Ethan Page. Fight me. But also, I feel like with all the patience TNA have had with WWE, letting WWE badmouth them, treat them like shit, and letting WWE take all their titles, can we just say, since this TNA partnership, how many TNA wrestlers have become WWE champions? Genuinely. Can I name one? I don't think I can. How many WWE wrestlers have become TNA champions? 3. We've had Trick Williams take the TNA knockout, the TNA World title. We've had JC Jane take the Knockouts title, and now Kalani Jordan is the TNA Knockouts champion. We're going to TNA versus NXT, and the 2 TNA World titles are on NXT wrestlers. It's a big spit in the face for TNA. I'll be honest, they've already lost this battle before they're going into it. It's mental. So I feel like Mustafa Ali for TNA, and for WWE to be a respectful brand, and for my personal entertainment, should win the North American title. I'm here for it. Let's do it. But only if he drops the 450 and brings back the 054, because that was better. That was like, although it is the same move, it's just a bit more creative that it's the 054 and not the 450. Come on. I mean, think back to the days of Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander at WrestleMania 34. My shit. That was a great match. Anyways, we're We've got a bit of promo here and there from Dark State and the Hardy Boys, because next Tuesday we're going to get Dark State, obviously the NXT Tag Team Champions, versus the Hardy Boys, TNA Tag Team Champions. Not just in a non-title match. Last time the Hardy Boys faced Fraxium, no titles on the line. Hardy Boys won. However, both titles are on the line. Title for title. We're going to crown double champion. And here's who I think should win. Now, obviously, Dark State have been on a dominant reign, and their dominance should not end. However, the Hardy Boys cannot lose these TNA tag titles. Why? It's massively insulting to TNA that WWE takes another title. It's massively insulting to the Hardy Boys. I mean, good for putting over Dark State, but like, come on. But also, the Hardy Boys have an upcoming match with the Dudley Boys. I don't know if this has already happened, but I'm pretty sure it's not yet. They have an upcoming match with the Dudley Boys one last time. But the whole premise around that match is if the Dudley Boys win, they will have the most tag team titles in history. They can't do that if the titles aren't online, if the Hardy Boys don't have the titles. Therefore, it seems like a layup that the Hardy Boys are winning this match, which now makes me feel less comfortable about Mustafa Ali winning the North American title. But it is what it is. I'm here for the match. Please, Hardy Boys win. Dark State can get them back. Do you know what I mean? Let's just have that happen. Let's just be sensible about this. We've seen no mention of Obafemi. Hope he gets called up to the main roster, genuinely. But the first match that opened up the show was Jada Parker, Lash Legend. Obviously, they've been having a massive feud go on. Last time, Lash Legend got a surprising win over Jada Parker. This time, Jada Parker got the win. And when NXT and TNA was split and said, look, we're picking teams, we're doing Survivor Series style matches for men and women next week, but it's only 4. I hated that it was only 4. Just make it 5. Obviously, Ava's team captains were Ricky Saints and JC Jane, the world champions, as they should be. However, Santino said he did not trust Trick Williams to be the team captain for TNA, so he picked Mike Santana. However, he did trust Kalani Jordan, an NXT wrestler who was holding a TNA title. So it is what it is. The women's teams ended up being JC Jane, Jada Parker, as she beat Lash Legend. Lola Vice, as she beat Fallon Henley. She made Lola Vice fight her own tag team partner, Fallon Henley. And then Sol Ruka, as Sol Ruka was a double champion and obviously like dominant, and she's got the best finisher. And she actually gassed them up. JC Jane went face. JC Jane is a good team captain. She bigged them all up, so fair enough. And that's against the TNA team of Kalani Jordan and 2 other former WWE wrestlers, the Iconics, but obviously not the Iconics, they're now called the Inspiration. And then some other TNA woman, I don't know her name. I'm picking Team WWE for that one. Their team is way better. I mean, you've got JC Jane versus Kalani Jordan. It's JC Jane any day. And then you've got Jada Parker, you've got Sol Ruka, and you've got Lola Vice. Team WWE smokes that Team TNA, sorry. And then as for the men, obviously Trick Williams wasn't trusted, so Mike Santana chose Moose. He chose Leon Slater, the guy who was facing Javon Evans, and some other guy who's, I know his name, but I forgot it now because I don't watch TNA, but he's a famous TNA name. He's got a belt. Against Ricky Saints and co-captain Trick Williams, but obviously Ricky Saints was obviously going to pick Trick Williams. Made everyone put their shit to the side. Obviously Javon Evans, because Javon Evans is insanely talented. And I feel like if Obafemi was here, it would be Obafemi, but he's not. And he made Miles Bourne, and, well, I say he did. Trick Williams, co-captain Trick Williams, made Miles Bourne and Josh Briggs fight it out. And Matt Cardona actually cost Josh Briggs the match, and Miles Bourne was on the team, which I prefer. I preferred Miles Bourne being on a team because that's properly pushing someone. That's giving someone a push. What I'm mad about here is I feel like obviously that's going to be, I say obviously, but we've got great wrestlers on both teams. I feel like Team TNA are going to take that one for the men though. I just wish it was Matt Cardona. We need, like, he's on WWE television. We need Matt Cardona in the WWE televised match. Maybe next week we'll get Josh Briggs and Matt Cardona, and I'm fucking here for it. Please, Matt Cardona, come out to the woo woo woo. I'm here for it. Thank you so much for watching. I know my opinions are a bit stale this week, but I'm a bit slow at it. It's late at night. I need to go to bed at some point, and I'm hot as fuck in this room. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.